All right, we're back working on the Datsun 720 Rust Bucket Dream Truck. Here we have, I'm assuming you can see that real good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our new body mounts we had made, or one of them anyway, they're identical. And we're going to have to tweak the back of these just a bit because all this was rusted out. We didn't realize this was angled a bit, so we're going to have to trim these just a bit so they set with the floor and the floor is not jacked up like this. But in the meantime, we've took our little angled 16 gauge here and we drilled for some spot welds, and this is going to support the edge of the floor. And because of the way it's all made, without getting into a lot of detail, we're going to have to shim this up with this piece. So what we're going to do from the bottom, let's see, which way are we working with? That way or this way?
I think it's that way.
We're going to spot weld this from the bottom. And this is going to spot weld from the side into the inner rocker panel. So then our floor is going to come over to this edge, and we'll spot weld it here, or maybe just hit the edge here once we get in there. So move over to the truck, Mike. So as I was saying, this piece here will weld into the rocker panel after we spot weld this on. I clamp a bit here and hold all this. Yeah, tightly. So then, once we get the piece to put in on the floor here, which I'm looking for some metal to throw down to just kind of, we'll pretend this is it.
There's metal everywhere.
I know. Then our floor will have something to rest on over here. So that's the idea. And we're pretty sure it'll work. And whether it does and whether it don't, we'll be back a little later, probably in this same episode.
We've also covered some holes. There's a drain plug there that's been covered, a few up there, and there's some over there I've covered up.
Screwdriver. All right, now we've got this all clamped up. Mac's going to do her spot welds. This is the top part. It's all upside down, exactly upside down. So this will support the floor once we get it in. All right, whenever you're ready, buddy. Okay. What do you think? You like it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't like all that stuff around it, but...
Well, you know, that'll clean up.
Yeah, it's pretty good weld.
Sure?
Yeah. It didn't melt through either.
That's awesome. One note on our welder here, which, like a lot of people, it's the cheapest thing you could find at Harbor Freight. I ended up with the welding helmet and an extra spool of wire, about $200. And the wire that came in it was just terrible bad about burning holes. And once we just changed to the whatever their brand of extra wire was, it seems to be doing a lot better, don't it?
Yeah, I ain't burned it.
So if you're going to use one of these and you've not welded much before, I would suggest using the wire that comes with it for practice, like we did, and then switching over to the other. And I'm sure if you buy some professional grade wire, you'll probably have a lot better results. But Mac's going to finish these up. another good one. We won't bore you with the details, so we'll be back. Alright, there's our magic paint shaker. If any of y'all don't know this trick, a lot of people use a soup can or Chef Boyardee. Come here, get this drill, Taylor. What I did was just take this, and I better hide the brand.
Squirter value.
And what I did different from what I've seen, I offset the hole from the center so it wobbles more and it don't just spin, it actually shakes. So I just drilled my hole there, run the bolt through with a nut and then a Teflon nut to lock it, and that just shakes the devil out of a can of paint real quick. But this is oops. This is just paint. It's supposed to make rust turn magically into unicorn dust or something forever, but it don't matter. It's just paint. We're going to paint the back of this before we put it in. Yeah. And Mac's wanting to practice his rattle can skills here, which it's already rattled, so just go to it. Come over here on the other side. Shadows are getting long here this evening. Go the other way. Go long.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just even. Go all the way past the end now. I'll turn your can level on that top part.
Here?
No, that's upside down. There you go. Now don't stop in the middle of it. Go all the way to the end and wait till you get past it. Okay. Did you get it all?
Don't need to go that way.
No, just give it a few minutes to dry and we'll give it another coat and then that'll be good. We'll just have to sand down. I said give it a few minutes. You don't want to puddle it up.
Well, I wouldn't get me.
Then we'll sand down for our spot welds and then we can clamp her in there. Hopefully before it gets dark. And weld this sucker in the truck. Alright, neighbor's mowing with his big bush hog. I don't know if you can hear me or not, but Mac's getting ready to, he's put a few of those welds in there on our little piece. It's holding the floor up on the edge. As you can see there, our body mount we had made will go right next to that. And then we can patch these 2-3 holes up in the floorboard in that corner and fill little holes there that you can obviously see. And then we'll be done over here in this corner. And we can move over to the passenger side. So we're making a lot of ground. So Mac's going to weld. Stop talking, Mac. Weld. Get to work, boy. I don't know if you can see what he's doing or not. There we go. I'm hiding behind the welding mask here, so.
I'm done with that.
Alright. Now what?
Got one more.
Here, you can hide behind the mask too. See what you see. See what I see. Which is basically nothing. Yeah. You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 3,200 degrees, crybaby. All right, if anybody has not seen these little nibbler things, this is awesome. These are like 40 bucks at Harbor Freight. We borrowed this one, but if we do a lot of more work like this, I'm definitely going to be buying one. But this just goes, this is 22 gauge, I think, something like that. So, and it just cuts through it like nothing. Of course, I got way off my line, but still got to measure the other side. That's, yeah, straight-ish. But there you go.
Better than a grinder.
All right, we've got one piece cut here to fill up our biggest hole. That's the 22 gauge we were cutting. We've got a little tweak in here to get it to fit good. And we're going to match these gussets here, at least on the ends, to add some strength. And this one here goes down. And we'll probably put a couple, 3 in here just to make it stronger. We cut it way big so we could do that. So we're just learning. We're not professionals. We're just getter-doners.
I'm not a body man.
He's not a body man. He's a pizza man.
Oh, that's hurtful.
He's a pizza body man. There you go.
That's me.
No, that's me.
I'm more of a...
Anyway, we've still got some more welds to grind down so that 1,000 years in the future, when this thing finally rusts down again, somebody can say, hey, these guys, well, they still didn't know what they were doing, but they tried. So anyway, it's getting late here, and we got other stuff to do. And maybe next time this will be welded in. Who knows? God bless. Okay, I'm back here. It's Friday morning. Trying to stay out of the sun. I'm going to show you here. This is the part of the floor on the Datsun where it butts up against the seat mount. And up here's the edge where that body mount hole is. And there's a gusset in the floor here. It goes down. And I've marked where it starts, where it levels out, and how far in I want to go. And I've got the vise spread out here, and I've got it kind of clamped in. And what I'm going to try to do is use this old piece of oak to get it started. And just beat on it with the old hammer there. And I don't have Mac or Taylor with me here today to hold the camera, so I'm just going to have to do this, and y'all can see the results. And if I smash my finger, you won't hear me scream, so we'll be right back, maybe. Okay, I beat on it a little bit here, and as you can see, I'm kind of getting started. See now more of what I've got to do. So this is definitely going to work. I just have to go down a little bit more with it. So I'll get it tweaked out, and that'll fit pretty nice. And also this one little hump here, I'm going to do the opposite effect here. Kind of roll this in, which I'm going to cut this on this line. So I wanted to make sure I stretched this and I didn't cut this and end up being short. So this is not turning out too bad at all. We should get this welded in maybe tomorrow, and hopefully get this body mount done and welded in. And then all we got is this little hole here and then that corner to rebuild. And we'll be 25% done. And there you have it, with a little banging and hollering, and oh, I hit my thumbing. And I got that gusset fitting pretty close. I still need to work on that little corner here to get it to set down to suit me. And got that set in. I followed this little gusset here. This will mostly be butt welds. We'll spot weld all along here, and this will actually be both. It'll be an overlap spot weld with a butt weld and that same thing. And on here, it'll kind of be a mixture. And I took an old bar out of a clamp I had and added this gusset here just to stiffen the whole thing. But you got to be careful with that stuff. It twists the whole sheet on this thin metal, so it causes some aggravation if you don't know what you're doing, and obviously I don't. Yeah, nobody's surprised there. But this will go in fine. I may try to weld this in, just tack it in later and then let Mac sure it up, but I've got a lot of cleaning up to do and a little tweaking here and there. And I need to grind off some of these welds under this so it fits better. But we're getting there, people. I'm excited.